My name is Thor Lysens. I'm from San Clemente, California.
My name is Yvette Marquez, and I'm from Catalina, Avalon.
I've spent my entire life out on the sea. Pacific Ocean's my backyard, so between diving and boating, fishing, I start getting twitchy if I'm away from the ocean for too long. September 13th in 2021, I was on my way to visit Catalina Island on my boat, and I made it about halfway there, about 15 miles out. Something caught my eye.
I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what the heck these things are.
There were like orbs. It started with 3, and then all of a sudden there's 2, and then it'd go down to 1, and they would kind of merge in and out of each other. When I first caught notice of them, they're about 3 to 5 miles away from me, and they were probably the elevation of like a low-flying airplane when they first appeared. They looked like little miniature galaxies that would fade in and out. They'd change colors from orange to black. Black was the weird one. It had like a negative light. You could still see it, and it wasn't glowing, but I don't know how to really explain it.
I was living on my sailboat. I was anchored right outside of Catalina Island. I always kept my eye out for him when I knew that he was coming over. I saw what I thought were flares, except they didn't have the pattern of flares. So I called the Harbor Patrol. I told them that Thor was coming over, and I didn't know if those were flares. Maybe he was in trouble. Harbor Patrol was like, well, nobody's calling in, and they came and parked next to my boat. In fact, one of the Harbor Patrol guys came with his binoculars, he's looking, and said, nope, we don't know what that is. Those aren't flares. By then it caught like a little crowd, and there was other boaters looking. So I called him, and I was like, hey, do you see those lights out there? How far away are you? He's like, oh my God, there's these balls of light. I'm filming them right now.
I hear they respond to laser.
I went inside my boat. I got a laser pointer out, and I started shooting lasers out at them. As I'm narrating through the video, they were interacting. They could hear me, and they like kind of responded to my voice.
Kind of trippy though. Where'd the third one go? There was 3.
I'm like, yeah, there was 3 of them, but now there's 2 of them. I'm like, where'd the third one go? And then all of a sudden, bink, there's a third one right there.
Okay, there's the third. Oh, wow. They came back.
They dropped down right above the ocean, started coming straight at me, which kind of freaked me out a little bit. It's kind of unnerving to have these weird glowing orbs like coming straight at me. And then at one point, they disappeared.
They are right above the water now. It's gone. I do not see anything anymore.
I know there are things out there that I believe are not from this world.
There's something else out there, and knowing that, it's kind of scary.
I don't know what the heck these things are.
It's an amazing story.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what can we do for you? What are you hoping to get out of this discussion today?
I would totally love a confirmation that someone could look at my videos and analyze it.
Thor and Yvette submitted a 9-minute video of his encounter at sea, hoping to get an answer about what they witnessed. The clip shows what seemed to be 3 orange lights that disappear, reappear, and merge with each other. Catalina Island sits 47 miles off the coast of Southern California. Thor was traveling from the harbor in Dana Point West towards Catalina and was about half, or 23 miles from home port, when he encountered the lights.
What's the direction you were looking?
I was actually looking towards the power plant and the military base, which was right behind me.
And so where was your direction? What were you facing?
I was just outside of Avalon Harbor, anchored, and looking straight out towards Dana Point.
So you know that Catalina is very rich in UFO history. Have you heard of the Tic Tac incident?
I have heard the word Tic Tac before. Yep. I can't say I know of the incident, though.
In 2017, the New York Times posted a thermal imaging video of a tic-tac-shaped object filmed by a Navy fighter pilot off the coast of Catalina Island in 2004. The video shed light on the top-secret Pentagon program called ATIP, the Advanced Aerial Threat Identification Program, which is tasked with tracking and analyzing potential UFO activity for the U.S. military.
Where you were was very close where the Tic Tac incident happened. So the first thing we did was check the Marine casualty database to see if anybody had an emergency or they had to shoot off an emergency flare.
The Marine Casualty Database logs all open water emergencies in the Pacific Ocean. According to their records that night, there were no reports of trouble. Chrissy's team also contacted Camp Pendleton Marine Base, located 28 miles south of Dana Harbor, but they reported no nighttime military drills that evening.
There was no supporting evidence of parachute flares or any military activity during those times. So then we had to look at satellite data. We know that there's multiple launches that happen in that area.
Vandenberg Air Base is located only 155 miles from Catalina and routinely launches satellites into orbit. On September 13th, the airbase launched a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket containing 51 Starlink satellites.
I did witness that launch from Vandenberg that evening. It wasn't until 30 minutes, half an hour afterwards that I started seeing these strange lights.
You're right. It's 25 minutes.
Okay.
The SpaceX launch occurred at 8:55 p.m., 25 minutes before Thor's encounter. Based on the trajectory of the rocket and the time, analysts have concluded that Thor's sighting could not have been the launch from the airbase.
So we don't know what it is.
I personally think this is one of the most compelling cases that we've seen. Catalina is, as far as I'm concerned, one of the big three in terms of the modern UFO era, which kicked off informally, I suppose, in 1947. You had the sighting reported by commercial pilot Kenneth Arnold. You had the potential crash here in Roswell, New Mexico. And at Catalina, you had a report of 6 flying discs, which were witnessed by hundreds of observers, hundreds. And according to some, these discs were also USOs, unidentified submersible objects. With those 3 incidents, the modern UFO era began. And quite frankly, I am surprised that the public doesn't think of Catalina in the same vein that it thinks of Roswell. You have provided impeccable testimony. You've sat with it for months. You've done your own research, and you got a 9-minute video. And you had more than a dozen witnesses overall. And based on everything that you've brought to the table, I feel absolutely confident in saying you witnessed a UFO.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's good. It's good confirmation. They're out there. Finally, after all these years, got like my video on them. That was like a present to me. I mean, I've seen them for years and years. I'm very happy. I like that mystery that hangs up over everything around that island and its history and the people there.
I think this is one of the remarkable sightings of our immediate era.
100%, yeah. I think it's one of the best ones we have so far, too.
Right on.
Heard about these plenty from other mariners and islanders, and to be able to witness it myself at the same time that my best friend's witnessing it was just an amazing experience.
I can't wait to like go out there and like just start hunting these things and getting more videos. I mean, I'm going to see what I can do about just spending the night out in that channel, same spot, same time of year, and sit there with my video camera, my best friend and my puppy, and just wait for these things to come beam me.